This fictional story is the intellectual property of 322 Peppy Black's son. All rights reserved.
Cornelius, 18 and wiry, pulls up for a jump shot. The ball swishes.
You got Division I potential, son. But potential doesn't mean nothing without optimization.
He emerges from the darkened bleachers holding a vial of something amber.
Cornelius Pritchett, strong, no family history of cardiac arrest, clean specimen.
The Smithsonian contract needs athletic builds. Basketball frames move well. Prestigious. Pathology report will read, undiagnosed hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Will induce it with potassium overload 3 hours after the final injection.
A contract slides across the table. Biospecimen Solutions letterhead.
Auntie, you gotta see this. It's for my anatomy final. The museum has a special exhibition. Bodies in motion. You'd appreciate it. I'll come, but I'm not staying long.
They walk through sterile white rooms. Specimens posed in ballet, mid-sprint. The lighting is respectful, clinical. Esther's jaw tightens with each case they pass.
This one's amazing. The muscle definition?
Esther keeps moving, hands clasped tight at her waist. The next hall narrows, the lights dim. A single display sits in the final alcove, backlit like a shrine. Her feet slow, then stop. The specimen is frozen mid-jump shot, arm extended, wrist cocked. The lean muscle of a 19-year-old. The number 13 on a faded practice jersey is just visible beneath the preservative's gleam. Cornelius always wore number 13, said it was lucky.
Corn?
Jada is still talking something about kinetic energy and ligament stretch, but Esther doesn't hear. She's moving toward the glass, each step heavier than the last. Her palm meets the case, cold, unforgiving. Her son's face, her son, preserved, plasticized. Eyes open but unseeing. Mouth set in concentration. The placard reads, Athletic Specimen, 94, 117. Donated for educational excellence. Donated. The word detonates in her chest like shrapnel.
Cornelius? Auntie, that's Cornelius's shooting form.
The word doesn't land. It ricochets inside Esther's skull, fracturing something foundational. Jada's voice is tinny, underwater. All Esther hears is a high-pitched whine, like a drill in her temple. Her legs give. She doesn't fall. Her hand stays pressed to the glass, holding her up. And it's cold, so cold. And all she can think is, that's my baby. That's the boy I pushed out in a room too small, who liked to play video games at 15, who told me at 18 he wanted to be a doctor, so poor kids like me don't die of things doctors miss. His jersey. Number 13. She can see it through the preservative layers, the fabric frozen mid-fade. She bought him that jersey for his freshman orientation at Morehouse. He'd been so proud.
That's him.
The security guard drifts closer.
We need to see the donor records.
No, records are private.
Esther's hand leaves the glass. Her palm print remains, fogged.
You don't get to tell me what the hell is private about my own son. He said he'd call after practice. He never called.
The museum security officer walking towards the display case near her, a young man, all polite professionalism.
Ma'am, please don't touch the...
That is my son.
Ma'am, please don't touch the...
The guard stops. He looks at the display, then back at her.
That is my son, Cornelius Pritchett, Morehouse class of 94. He disappeared on November 12, 1994. And you're telling me not to touch him?
We need records. Donor paperwork.
Ma'am, those are confidential. The specimens are...
You call that a specimen?
She smacks the glass with her palm. Thud. Her voice drops low, dangerous.
It said he ran away. He'd gotten in trouble. That I should accept that my son was never coming home.
She turns back to the glass, her face reflected in the display case, superimposed over Cornelius's preserved body.
But I knew. A mother knows when her child stops breathing in this world. You feel it. Like a cord being cut inside your chest.
Esther sits at a worn kitchen table, Jada pacing behind her. Papers cover the surface. Old missing person reports. A folded Morehouse newsletter from 1994. Cornelius's senior photos smiling from a cheap frame.
Auntie, the lawyer said we can't file without proof of identity. We need a DNA sample from the specimen. You mean they want to take a piece of my son? Again? And I have to ask permission?
She stares at the photo of Cornelius, the one from his freshman orientation, arms draped over teammates' shoulders, grinning.
The museum offered $50,000 for my inconvenience, for 22 years of not knowing. Hello?
Mrs. Pritchett, this is Richard Holloway representing Biospecimen Solutions and the Emory Medical Foundation. We understand you've made a distressing identification. We're prepared to offer a settlement. Esther says nothing, just listens to the silence he's filling with numbers. $100,000 in exchange for discontinuing any claims. We'll also cover a private ceremony for the remains.
My son does not remain. He's not a specimen. He's not a transaction.
She hangs up the dial tone drones. Esther stares at Cornelius's photo, then at the phone. Mrs. Pritchett without DNA.
That's my boy. That's his jersey. That's his face. You tell me what mother forgets her child's face.
She stands. Jada stands with her.
They silenced the newspapers, the TV stations.
Esther sits in a vinyl chair, arms crossed, not touching anything. Her hands shake so hard she has to press them against her ribs to stay still. A tech slides out a sterile tray with a sealed vial. Cornelius's DNA swab. We matched the specimen. 99.7% probability. The words detonate inside her. She doesn't cry. She laughs. One sharp, broken sound. There's also scarring. Inconsistent with natural hypertrophy. Injection sites. Esther says nothing. She stares at the vial, holding proof that her son wasn't just taken. He was cultivated. Esther faces Richard Holloway again, this time with a pro bono lawyer. Under Georgia law, we can compel the tissue origin records. But under the Masonic oath of confidentiality, per the Grand Lodge of Georgia, those records are sealed.
Your fraternity oaths supersedes my son's body?
The lawyer watches Holloway's face drain. Esther stands before the museum holding a hand-painted sign. Cornelius Pritchett was not a specimen. Behind her, a small crowd, mothers of missing sons, daughters of lost fathers. All black. All are holding photos.
The Morehouse Alumni Association funded the very fellowship that lured my son into a room he never walked out of. A room with a doctor, a needle, a handshake, and an invoice.
She pauses, the megaphone shaking in her grip.
20 years. They showed me his body like they were showing me a new exhibit. For $20 admission. For $13.99, they sell a souvenir replica of the human heart. But my son's heart is not for sale.
The crowd is silent, phones recording.
I will not sign your non-disclosure. I will not accept your blood money. I will burn your system down with the truth.
She holds up the DNA results laminated.
This is not a mother's grief. This is evidence. They want me to go away, to be quiet, to let Cornelius be a learning tool. But mothers don't fade. We calcify.
The Grand Lodge is prepared to offer $500,000. Final offer.
This is Esther Pritchett speaking with Dr. Lester Townshend, who administered performance enhancement compounds to my son Cornelius Pritchett on November 11th, 1994. Dr. Townshend, under Georgia Penal Code 16-5-1, would you like to make a statement?
Mrs. Pritchett, this meeting was under the assumption of confidentiality.
This is not a meeting. This is my son.
Esther Pritchett's lawsuit is currently being blocked by Georgia's statute of limitations for tissue donation disputes. Cornelius Pritchett, Specimen 94-117, remains on display. His mother refuses to sign. Esther's war of the truth doesn't end with justice, yet. The Center for Human Anatomy Education continues to exhibit Specimen 94-117. Esther Pritchett refused all settlements. On August 28, 2021, the Grand Lodge of Georgia filed an injunction to prevent DNA disclosure under Masonic proprietary research protocols. Case dismissed without prejudice.
Special thanks to you, the viewers. Without you, this channel would not be possible. And due to heavy censorship on this part of the internet, please show your support by pledging or donating $1 or whatever you can to help this channel grow. Here at theblackAwakening.com, we pride ourselves in bringing you the truth. We are not colonized nor monetized. So be informed, not influenced. I would like to personally thank each and every one of you for your support. So I'm going to leave you in the manner in which I came, with a universal prayer. In the name of the universal creator of heaven and earth and everything in between, please continue to bless my listeners, their family, their friends, and the true believers for when the day of reckoning takes place. For universal creator, you are all wise and all knowing, and unto you we all shall return. But until then, we give you the praise and glory that's due to you from this life into the earth. In the name of the universal creator of heaven and earth and everything in between, in your name we pray that this shall be done. Also, family, get yourself a copy of the Black Universal Creators 100 Laws, Morals, and Precepts. The paperback is available on Amazon, the ebooks on Kindle. Again, family, like and share, reach one, teach one, peace, and take care.